Ever wonder what nobody tells you before moving to Finland until it's too late? So after helping dozens of newcomers to settle in, I've seen the same surprises catch people off guard. So today I'm going to share you the 20 things I wish everyone knew so your move feels a lot easier and way less stressful. Lesson 1. So Nicole, my relocation client from the US, wanted to make sure she could focus on her new job in Finland without stressing over paperwork, accommodation, utilities, and opening a bank account, for example. And when you move to Finland, there are so many things you need to do after arriving in Finland to get your life started. And you can see some on the screen now. So missing one or doing this in the wrong order may prevent you securing housing, getting a bank account, or accessing to healthcare. So the lesson, prepare for the paperwork tasks in advance to avoid problems to settle in faster and smooth. Lesson 2. A funny thing happened when I was helping my first relocation client, April, to move to Finland. So our task was to open a bank account, and we were prepared. We had all the documents and previous paperwork steps completed before going to the bank. And when she went to the bank, she was told she was one of the first people to have everything ready and got everything set up with one visit only. And opening an account for foreigners is such a hassle that they even complimented on having everything done in advance. Can you believe that? So lesson, want to open a bank account? Don't go to the bank before having the paperwork steps done in advance. So failing this will cause delays in getting your finances set up in Finland. So simply put, have your home municipality registered and get your foreigner's ID card from the police if you are not EU citizen. Lesson 3. This one is one of the most stressful for newcomers. You may have learned that in Finland you can do a lot of stuff online. Filing taxes, getting an electricity contract, purchase subscriptions, renew medical prescriptions, etc. The best part can be done without interacting with strangers. That's always the best part in Finland. But actually you can't if you're a foreigner, meaning that you need to go visit places in person at least at first. In order to access the digital society in Finland, you need to have your online banking credentials, verkkopankkitunnukset, that allow you to authenticate to many services in Finland. Lesson. Prioritize acquiring online banking credentials, verkkopankkitunnukset, ASAP to get access to digital services online. Because otherwise, you'll be like a B-class citizen who has to interact with strangers to get stuff done. That's the worst nightmare. Lesson 4. So this one makes and keeps you homeless in Finland. And here's why. So when we Finns apply for rentals online, it's easy. We just fill our info on rental sites, authenticate ourselves using online banking credentials, and send the application. But for newcomers, you can't do that for 2 reasons. You don't have your Finnish ID number, henkilötunnus, and your online banking credentials, verkkopankkitunnukset. So the ID number is needed to become an identifiable contract party in the rental contract, and bank credentials are needed to authenticate yourself for rental applications. Lesson. At first you will be homeless because paperwork steps prevent you from renting. And in most cases you need to secure temporary accommodation to sort your paperwork, and then you can apply for rentals. Lesson 5. I once read a post online from someone who had moved to their first Finnish home, and they were confused that they had to buy and install lights themselves. Lesson. Prepare to get furniture and even your ceiling lights yourself when moving to your first Finnish apartment. 95% of the rentals are unfurnished, so keep that in mind. Lesson 6. So when you move into your home, you notice that lights won't turn on, or that your home is not insured or connected to the internet. Lesson. You need to make contracts for utilities, electricity, home insurance, and internet, for example, yourself when moving in. Lesson 7. So some months ago, there was a news article of a family from South Asia who had moved to Finland for studies. However, they quickly ran out of money as they expected they would find a job here easily, and they had to resort to credit loans and even food aid to survive. Lesson. If you move to Finland without a job, don't expect it to be easy to find one. For example, if you move as a student or a family member, jobs are hard to find at the moment. So plan your job hunting and finances accordingly before moving. Lesson 8. I saw this post on Reddit from someone who had received an IT job offer from Finland. Good for them. But they were disappointed on the salary level and considered moving to the US instead. So the lesson. Salary levels in Finland can be lower compared to countries like the US, Germany and the Netherlands. Also, taxes are relatively high, which cuts the take-home pay. But in return, you get decent public transport, decent healthcare, social security, and other number of benefits. Lesson 9. So years ago, I was working in a sales position, and it turned out that my employer was paying me too little minimum salary than the position actually required. So I reached out to my labor union for legal assistance, and eventually we managed to resolve the problem at work. Lesson: if you move to Finland for work, join a labor union, työntekijäliitto, as soon as possible. They give you legal assistance, advice with work contracts, and a lot of other useful things for your work. Lesson 10. Personal story. I had been laid off from my previous work some years ago, and I was looking for new opportunities. Then I had a phone call with Oliver Rotko, the guy from Road to Finland YouTube channel, someone I have connected with thanks to YouTube. A long story short, I eventually got a job from his startup. Lesson: start building your professional network from day one to help with the job opportunities. Many jobs in Finland are filled via referrals because recruitment processes are expensive and slow. So go to events, meetups, even hobbies, and connect with your coworkers and fellow students if applicable. And as an additional tip, start building your personal brand on LinkedIn. That will help. Lesson 11. There are lots of people moving to Finland who bring their spouses or partners with them. Good for you. However, moving to Finland unemployed will be an uphill battle, just like we saw in the unhappy story of the South Asian family. So lesson: prepare and have a plan for your spouse if you bring them to Finland. So whether it's finding a job, studying a new profession, or having a game plan will help so they don't fall behind. Note also resources like the spouse program, which helps spouses get their career started in Finland. They operate in the capital area. Lesson 12. So many people are moving also with children in daycare age, and they worry like whether they should put their kids in a Finnish speaking or English speaking daycare. Lesson: if you move to Finland long term, placing your kids in a Finnish speaking daycare is a good idea. The language used is simple and they will learn quickly. And if they grasp the language at early age, they will have more opportunities in the future. But if you're only planning a short-term stay, then English speaking is probably a better option. Lesson 13. So when I was young, handsome, and single, I guess now I'm just handsome. Anyway, I was at this student party and saw this girl over there, and eventually I went to talk to her, and ultimately we ended up in a relationship back then. And she told that she was happy that I made the first move because she also wanted to talk to me, but she was just a little bit too shy. And this is actually a big conception about Finns. So the problem is not always the shyness and reservedness, and the lesson is that Finns respect people a little bit too much, and they think opening a conversation with the strangers is bothersome, even if it doesn't really, even if it, what's the right way? Even if it isn't. And this doesn't just apply to dating, but social dynamics in general. So Finns are actually waiting for something spontaneous to happen, so make that happen. Lesson 14. Here's a funny story. Some years ago, one day my wife was running errands and she had some extra time in downtown Helsinki. And she posted on Yodel, an anonymous social media platform that works similar to Reddit, if someone wanted to go to karaoke with her. And then a woman replied, joined her, and now 3 years later, they are the best friends. So lesson: friendships are tough to build, but it's easier to connect with Finns via mutual interests and hobbies. Also, you need to take action yourself and make these things happen. So try to find a local hobby community for your interests and join their events and start talking to those friends. And also don't give up. Some people just don't want new friends, but there are plenty who are open to meet new people. Lesson 15. Sometimes you find a post on social media where someone had a bad experience with the local. Maybe they told something mean or had other passive-aggressive behavior, While this can happen, my advice is this: ignore the idiots if you see them. It's not necessarily a Finland problem, it's a personal problem. We have good people here, but unfortunately we also have those idiots. So ignore them. Lesson 16. You probably heard that Finland has won the happiest country in the world like 7 or 8 times for now. But what if I told you that is just a big hoax? Because if you ask the locals about this, they'll be like, lol, we're not happy here. We just have the Finnish smile. Looks like this. That's why we're happy. So especially with the current challenges with the tighter immigration policies, job market, social culture, or cost of living, the title does not give a balanced view of Finland, in my opinion. Instead, you can think of it as like the most content country in the world. So in other words, people are mostly okay with their lives. It's safe. You can trust the infrastructure. You can trust the authorities. And the only real threat in the daily life is the chatty neighbor. So lesson, don't take the happiest country title at face value. It can give you some false sense of hope and ease when you move. Lesson 17. So when I was living in Japan like 10 years ago, I wanted to learn at least everyday Japanese to have more fun, get by easier, and understand the nuances of the local culture and language. Then I used to go to this local bar, which had only locals and they had some good food and it was a fun place. And every time we ended up having like some sort of small talk and conversations with the locals. And mostly, of course, they were interested because I was able to have a chat in their language, in their country. And the same goes in Finland. So the lesson, learn even simple Finnish to integrate to Finland easier and connect with the locals easier as well. You improve your future prospects and earn the respect of the locals. Lesson 18. So when I was in the army, we had lots of training outdoors in the winter. And there was always someone complaining about the cold and the weather. And then one of the staff soldiers told us, there is no cold weather, there's just bad clothing and bad preparation. So the lesson, to survive Finnish winters, dress up properly and learn layer dressing, kerrospukeutuminen in Finnish, meaning that you have enough layers of good quality clothing to keep you warm. It will take some trial, error, and adjustment at first, but I'll promise you'll get there. Lesson 19. So once I was on a local train coming from the airport, and there were some UK youngsters in their 20s probably, and they were unfortunately quite loud, which annoyed the crap out of me and some others too. So the lesson, respect the local culture. So don't be loud in public, respect the personal space when getting to know people, and be on time, and most importantly, don't cheer Sweden in ice hockey. These things will go a long way. Lesson 20. So in my opinion, Finland is quite challenging country to integrate. And we have quite a few challenges. So for example, tough language, challenging job market, reserved social culture, cold and dark winters, and relatively high taxes, plus the tighter immigration policies recently. And of course, we have lots of pros too, but I just want to highlight these to make my point. And unfortunately, I still see so many getting discouraged and waste a lot of time complaining about the problems. And instead, it's always better to be resourceful and look for solutions, such as if we have the challenging job market, you can ask, can I learn new skills, for example, AI, to increase my chances of getting a job here? Reserved people. So for reserved people, you can ask, how can I practice being more outgoing so that I can open more conversations with the locals? So listen, have a plan, be prepared, and try to become resourceful. I know it's easier said than done, but focus on things you can affect that are within your range of influence. But these tips won't help you if you don't know the exact steps to move and settle into Finland stress-free. Watch this. I've broken the entire process down to simple steps.